Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to review Tyrannical Queens of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. This is one of the new Tsums that came out in October 2023. I'm a little bit late on uploading this video, but at the same time, I still want to give you guys information to determine if you want to get her at the end of the month, because there is still one more lucky time to get Tyrannical Queen of Hearts. So Tyrannical Queen of Hearts is from the Alice in Wonderland series. Her ability description is clears a horizontal line of Tsums. Now, what the game doesn't explain is that there's actually two types of horizontal line, which I will get into a little bit later. This game demonstration that you're currently watching is a skill level 1 game demonstration, so the skill range is going to be extra small. Let's take a look at her stats. If you want to activate her ability, you're going to need to charge her by clearing 16 copies of her off the screen. Her minimum score is 80 with a maximum score of 1286. So she is pretty good at the higher score or at the higher levels for score, but at the lower levels, not that great. And if you want to get her to skill level 6, you're going to need a total of 32 copies of her, which is on the lower end. Now, before I get into the skill chart, if you guys are enjoying this type of content where I review Tsums, do monthly leaks, please consider subscribing to this channel. Your subscription really helps me out a lot. I also created another line group, so if you need additional friends for the game or you just need additional coins or want to chat about the game, feel free to scan this QR code and join the line group. Alright, so let's take a look at her skill chart. She does have 6 different skill levels, and at the very low end or skill level 1, her skill range is going to be extra small. This is in representation of how thick that horizontal line is going to be, and at skill level 6, her skill range does go up to extra large, so that band is a little bit thicker. So let me show you guys the side-by-side comparison of all the skill levels, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about her strategy, which is relatively simple. On the left hand side, you have skill level 1, which is an extra small skill range. In the middle, you have skill level 2, which is a small skill range, and skill level 3 on the right hand side with a skill range of medium. And again, this is only in reference to the horizontal line clear, so the higher the skill level, the thicker it is. And you might see that little paintbrush there on the icon for Tyrannical Queen of Hearts, and that's because she does have a special background. I think in the game they call it back cloth, which to me, I'm a little confused by that. My English is an American English, so maybe in different countries, back cloth might mean something different. I do like the backdrop for this Tsum. It's pretty new. You know, you got the red and black backdrop, which we haven't seen very much of. And when you are in ability time or when you activate the skill, there is this like stained glass effect on the top and bottom of the screen. So take a look at that. I do really like the animation and the aesthetic of the game. The backdrop is definitely really cool. It's very different from the other backdrops that we've gotten, which is like usually blue, green, or yellow, or like a lighter shade of red. So this is very new and I really do enjoy it. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about her stats. So because of her ability, it is a horizontal line of clear. It's relatively simple. There's really just two things that you want to do with this Tsum. First of all is you want to make sure that the entire screen is full of Tsums before activating the ability. What you might have just saw there at skill level 1, I didn't do that. So my chain was only like 8, I think. So it's very low. So you want to make sure that the entire screen is full of Tsums, or at least that little middle section where the ability goes through is full of Tsums before activating the ability. But you do want to wait until the entire screen settles down, and there's a reason for that. Is because the horizontal line of clear, there's actually 2 types of that, which I'll show you a side-by-side comparison a little bit later. And the second strategy I want to share with you guys is make sure that you burst the magic bubble either right after the ability time or before you activate the ability. The reason for that is that these magic bubbles do get in the way. But one thing to keep in mind though is that if you do burst the magic bubble, you just want to make sure that the entire screen falls flat, or make sure all the Tsums settle before activating the ability. It is worth it to give it a couple of seconds before activating the ability, even if you already have the fever charged up, because if you activate it right away, you're likely going to have a gap in the middle and you're not going to optimize the amount of clears that you're going to get. So as you know, the higher the chain, the more points and score and coins you're going to get for that clear. Alright, so I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison of one of the abilities, and then I will show you the second one. So let me slow this down. This is the first type of horizontal clear that you're going to get, and these are going to be random, so you can't control which one you're going to get. So this very first one is where there is a dog that runs across and clears the center section area. Now this is going to be the skill range, so it's really not that significantly different, which is why it's not one of my favorite Tsums here. At skill level 1, I got a chain of 16. Skill level 2, I got a chain of 17. And at skill level 3, I got a chain of 19. So as you see here for the chain count, it's not that much different. So it's not that exciting when it comes to this ability. However, there is a second type of animation for this ability, which I'll show you here. So this one's a little bit different, where I think like I don't know, something runs across really quickly, and there's like 3 different lines. So I'll show you here. It's the same kind of initial animation, but this, I guess, when she swings the golf course or the golf club, goes really, really far. Therefore, there is now 3 horizontal lines instead of 1. As you see here, the lines are a lot longer, and they're also on the top and the bottom as well. So you do get a bonus clear compared to the initial one. And as you see here, the chain here, not only did I get the center count, which is like 16, 18, and 18, but I also got an extra 2 lines on the top and at the very, very bottom. So that is one of the benefits of using that second animation. And again, these are completely random as well. So there's no control of how you can activate the better ability of the two. And if you guys figure out if there's a way to control this, let me know in the comments below. Let's also take a look at skill level 4, 5, and 6. So the difference here is the skill range. For skill level 4, the skill range is going to be large, extra large for skill level 5, and skill level 6 is going to be extra large. These higher skill levels will also come with the cool background like the lower skill level, so that doesn't change. The only thing that's different is the skill range. Now, because the skill range is a lot thicker, or the horizontal clear is going to be a lot thicker, it becomes more important that you want to make sure that the entire screen is settled before activating the ability. And as a reminder, get rid of those bubbles as well, because those bubbles will tend to get in the way. So as you see here at skill level 4, this initial ability that's activated is the smaller one. What I've noticed is that generally the pattern is you get like 3 of the smaller clears, and then by the 4th one, you may get lucky and get that bigger one. That's the pattern that I've been seeing, but there was a couple of gameplays where I didn't even get a big horizontal line of clears. So it's mostly random, but my experience is that by the 4th one, generally you get a better chance of activating that bigger one. So the strategy for these higher skill level is identical to the lower skill levels, so nothing changed here. So let me show you guys a side-by-side comparison of the abilities activated at the same time for these higher skill level. So this is for the first animation where the dog runs across the center of the screen, or I think it's a dog. Actually, I'm not 100% sure what type of animal that is. It looks like a dog, but it could also be a groundhog or a hedgehog. It's hard for me to tell. But anyways, this is the skill range. As you can see here for skill level 6, it takes up a lot of the screen. So that's why I mentioned earlier that it's pretty important that you burst the bubbles and also make sure that these zooms are settled before activating the ability. Because that way you'll maximize the chain, therefore earning you more coins. So for skill level 4, I got a chain of 21, 24 for skill level 5, and a chain of 26 at skill level 6. So not that amazing, to be honest, for a skill level 6 zoom. And even the alternate animation doesn't necessarily really get me thrilled about this zoom. And one quick thing here is that I don't have a demonstration for skill level 5 because I usually play the ability once per recording, and for that gameplay I never activated the secondary ability for skill level 5, so I don't have that game demonstration for you guys. But as you can see here, if you get lucky, take a look at skill level 6. It almost looks like the entire screen is cleared off the screen. So that's why it becomes really, really crucial at the higher skill level that your entire screen is full of zooms, because you're going to clear a lot more zooms if you have the screen full of zooms. Overall, I think that Tyrannical Queen of Hearts has a really cool backdrop, and it's relatively easy to use, but unfortunately, she's not really that great for missions, not that great for coins, and score is not that great either. Even if you could get her to level 50, because she doesn't clear that many zooms overall per game, your score is not likely going to be that high up there, or you wouldn't be using her to get a high score. You might if you don't have another high scoring zoom, but there's definitely a lot more zooms out there that you could get that earns you a lot more coins and a lot more score. So I hope that you guys are saving your coins, because I do think that Captain Hook that's coming out in a couple of days here is going to be significantly better. I think that he will be the best zoom that we're going to get out of the 4 that we're going to get in this month. So once that zoom comes out, I'll show you the game demonstration there. But when it comes to Tyrannical Queen of Hearts, overall, I would say skip Tyrannical Queen of Hearts and invest in a Tsum that you really like. And here are my results for all 6 of these gameplays, and these were all my first attempts, so you could, if you are playing these games with some practice, I do think that you're going to be able to beat my score and beat my coin count as well. These were my first attempts, very little practice to no practice at all, so nothing too impressive. But if you look at skill level 1, I went from 1,000 coins or 1,035 coins at 2.7 million points to 2,967 coins to 9 million points. It might seem like a significant improvement for score, but it's not that exciting because if you're not hitting like double digits into the 20s, like 22 million, it's really not worth talking about. When it comes to coins, the increase to skill level 6 is not that exciting either, because you're investing a lot of skill tickets or a lot of coins in getting this Tsum to skill level 6, and the trade-off is just not worth it. 2,967 coins is not exciting at all. So for that reason, I would say skip Tyrannical Queen of Hearts. But if you want to get at least 1 copy of her, that's okay, because you might be a collector. And if you do plan on using her to get a high score or a high coin count, really none of these is going to be worth it. Because at skill level 5, you still wouldn't use the 5-4 and coin boost. You're not going to be able to use this Tsum to get a high score or a high coin count. So yeah, I would say invest in another Tsum if you are trying to get one of those 2 things. But Tyrannical Queen of Hearts does have a cool background, so if you like the backdrops or back cloth, then yeah, definitely get Tyrannical Queen of Hearts. So that's my review for Tyrannical Queen of Hearts. I hope that you guys found this video helpful or at least entertaining, and if you guys would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.